What's up, guys? It's Lugo back with Flex Appeal episode 78. Today was week 13, day 6, my second leg session of the week. Today, I decided on these B sessions that I was going to put my singles because I'm really pushing my comp work heavy on my first days. So I was like, you know what? These are lighter days anyway. I'm just going to do my singles on these days, like I did last time, and I felt pretty good. I the single that I was supposed to hit today is or the single that I did hit today, and that I was supposed to hit was 145 kilos or 319 in pounds. Um, and I was thinking about maybe going 330 because of how it moved, but I was like, you know what? I'll just be conservative, especially since this is the first week, and I'll just take more singles on the way up. So you see there, I did 264. That was 286. This is 308. Moved pretty good. Top single here with 319. Kind of blasted a little bit, you know. In terms of RP, maybe like an 8, 7, 8, probably. And then these are my top set of pause squats with 253 in pounds and then 115 kilos. 1 by 5 decided to move up a rep before I started this day. I was originally going to do fours, but I was like, I'm doing fours already on my main days. These accessory movements like pause squats, they're just meant to, be assistance and get more volume in. And so I feel very confident about that. Back downs were just 220 for 2 sets of 5. And as far as my training is going with squats, I think this is probably the most confident and the best squat training I've gotten in maybe ever. And I've been stronger on squats. But as far as like feeling like it's leading to a predictable outcome, I'm very confident that I can hit what I want to hit at the end of this block. And it might be the first time where it's ever like I'm seeing the progression and feeling like, okay, we're stacking to the point, and I feel like the outcome that I want is going to be, achieved. And obviously, that's something that, as long as all the variables stay in check and I'm doing what I need to do, I feel like it's not lofty. Considering this is my first block back, and I am tapping into, newbie gains again and get with muscle and strength, and as well as I feel like I'm programming very well. It's definitely there. But I feel very strong through my core and through my quads, which historically have been like two pretty big weak points in my squat, which is kind of bad because they're pretty big movers. But I've always been like a hinge low back dominant squatter since I had moved to low bar when I was like 17. And I wasn't able to squat low bar after like 2020. Just really inflamed my left shoulder, and I've tried to do as much as I could. Stretch, strengthening exercises, and for whatever reason, it just really beats my shoulders up when I low bar. I can do it, but at a certain weight, it just really, really starts to hurt. But I move the bar up a little bit, I get better position again, and you know, a better rack, and it just doesn't hurt my shoulder, and I'm able to get in good bench volume without wrecking my elbows or my shoulders. So for me, that's a win anyway. Um, but as far as it goes, I'm feeling very, very good about where it's going, as well as my body weight. I think I was like 293 2 days ago. So down 40 pounds, and obviously I'm gaining my strength back at a very rapid rate. And I'm just hoping that as I continue to lose, my strength will relatively increase. It's not going to be crazy, crazy high, given that I'm losing so much. The thing that I would say that I'm worried about is like having to learn new technique on my way down. Because the way that I squat right now is probably not going to be the way that I'm going to squat when I'm like 220 around where I want to be. I think my bench will probably be the same because I soft touch anyway. I don't really sink. Deadlift is one of the ones where it gets better when I get leaner. because I can get myself more behind the bar, and I'm very good at pulling slack. So for me, when I lose weight, I get a better deadlift, especially with a belt, because a belt kind of hinders your ability to get behind the bar, and if you're big, it's even worse. So you gotta like roll it. Um, but when I'm leaner, that's not really a problem, because I don't have a big stomach blocking my quads and jamming it all up in that situation. Um, yeah, I don't know this accessory right here. I don't know if I like this. I tried to do it different from last week. I think I do like it. It's like 85, slowly working this up, just doing as many reps as I can. I got like 11 per side. I feel like the knee bend's definitely good, and I'm feeling it where I need to feel it. So, I mean, even though it doesn't look like there's a lot of depth, it definitely feels like there is. So I'm really happy with how this leg day is structured. I feel like I'm getting into a groove on belt squats as well. That's like, transferring over as much as it can to my back squat, which is very good, because I felt like for a while when I was doing belt squat that I was kind of just doing belt squat, not really high level of transference for my back squat. But now I feel like I'm getting a pretty good position for my competition squat. But there's not much more to say than that. I'm very ecstatic for training. Even I'm kind of tired right now, so it definitely does not sound like it. But it's been a long time since I've been able to like really dial in a strength phase and a strength block, and I think that being away from it for as long as I was, it made me realize that I really enjoy the process of performance and strength training, and accumulating that. And that's something that I feel like I lost in transition of trying to, you know, maybe chase bodybuilding or a leaner physique, and just feeling like I don't want it to just be appearance based. I feel like when I have a goal to train towards, it's not just purely um, cosmetic, and not only that, but in the hands of somebody else to be like, hey, I like your physique. That I'm much more focused and dedicated towards that. Um, that's just how I feel, But I just like performance and strength is more, and I think it's more interesting. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for deadlifts and a full pull day. Thanks for watching.